Right guys, we're back in the coral room on Mark's Aquatics. I thought I'd give you another little update on what's been going on. Now as you can see down there, I have built another stand and I've just rigged up my little tripod right at the back here on the wall, so I can do a bit more filming for you now. So what I've got there is the base section upside down, just like the first one I built over there, and we're going to put some black background on it, which is in the other tank over the other side. So those corals will really pop under that with that black base on it, and obviously around the sides of the tanks as well. Oh sorry, down the back of the tank I'm going to put some black background as well. So that's going to be a nice, simple and easy job to do. So without further ado, let's get this backing on. Right guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stick this tank up. Now then, when you're playing with 10mm glass, you can see how thick that is there. That's 10mm. It's a good thicker glass. So we're not going to need any braces along the top of this at all. There's not going to be any give in that at all when it's all glued up. Same as the other tank over there. It's all 10mm. Obviously you want to be nice and safe. And I think the sheets worked out at around, I think it was about 50... I think it was about 130 quid, I think, £130 for all the bits. So that's three. I've gone for 6 foot instead of 7 foot. Measuring things out around here, I thought with the jellyfish tank, I'm going to put a nice little sink just in here with a cupboard underneath. So when I'm doing frags, I can clean up everything, put all my things up on the wall. I can make some acrylic stands and what have you on the old laser cutter later on, which will be quite nice. We can tidy all these little things up as we go along. But I'm going to stick this tank together first. Now what I've done is I've put the black background on, as you just saw in the hyperlapse footage there, and I've just laid this bit on top. Now make sure when you're sticking tanks up guys, you've got to make sure that glass is lovely and clean, okay? So that just means you can use methylated spirits. I've cleaned all this off with meths, so it's all nice and clean now. Everything's ready to stick down. Now what you do first is you put your rower, nice bead along the back there, sit that piece up. You'll see me do it. I'll hyperlapse the whole thing for you in a minute. And stand that piece up first so we can stick the side bits in, put them up, and then we stick the front plate on at the end. They all sit on the top as well, so everything is going to be on top of here. Well, sometimes I see people, they stick it down, they do it that way and they butt it up against that piece there and then run the silicone. I've never liked to do it. I've always sat the glass on top, and if you look at how most manufacturers make tanks, you'll see they do exactly the same thing. So it's better to be safe and have it all sat on top so that equal that pressure is going down and you've got a nice bead of glue underneath it as well. Okay, let's rock and roll. Let's get this tank built. Right guys, there you go, it's all stuck up. That's the fastest I've ever put a tank together in my entire life. Anyway, all went good, all the bits together, all the silicone's gone off. This is the following day, so everything now just come down off of my stool there. Everything is lovely and solid and ready to rock and roll. There you go. This tank is actually slightly higher. They made a little bit of a mistake on the glass there, but we're about ½ an inch difference between that piece and that piece, which is fine, not to worry. I could always take some of the polystyrene away or drop it away, but I don't think I'll worry about it too much. I've got my two big skimmers over there now, my big Deltex skimmers. One of them is going to be underneath here, Now, underneath this, what I'm going to do is put another sump. I've got a sump under that one there, which hasn't got any of the baffles and the sections in yet, but that's all got to be put in there. I've also got to drill everything. I've got to drill a hole at the back of the tank in one of the corners here, okay, for a standpipe. So as that water's being pumped back in, it's going to go down. I'm not going to bother putting a weir in the corner. Now, a lot of people put weirs in the corners, or a box weir like this, with the slats going around. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little upstand, because this is only going to be breeding tanks. So I'm going to have an upstand there, going to have a bulkhead put in there, and a pipe raised up, which is going to be the level of the water I want it at here. So as soon as it comes up, it goes straight down, and it's going to go down then, and it's going to go underneath. Pipe's going to come down under here. We're going to have a little ball cock there, little turn ball valve, and then it's going to go into the tank. And then at the top of this piece here, we're going to have one of the old noise reduction T-pieces at the top here. I'll build one of those. I'll show you how you do all that later on. But we've got to get drilling, so I'm going to use all 32mm socket bits, bulkheads, pipe work. Obviously, we've got to drill this one as well. Another one in the corner here. Nice big 32mm hole through there. Put a bulkhead in. Another standpipe up here, so that water can go through there. And then we're going to have wave makers, all that kind of stuff. Now, I've got a couple of these AC pumps here, which are fantastic, because you can anything. I mean, these are 5,000 litres an hour pumps, and you've got the controller, which is here, so you can up that and down that. So obviously it's going to be 5,000 litres per hour flat out, but we're not going to want it anywhere near that, so we can reduce that right the way down, and you can use that in increments. Press that. The same as the skimmers as well. It's brilliant these days, all these things. Take the lid off of that cup there. You see you've got that incrementation in power there, so you can have it go faster or slower. And then you've got a feed button, so every time you feed, you just press that feed button there, and it will stop the skimmer for 10 minutes or so, and that will give all your fish and everything time to eat everything, and corals and what have you. I'm going to probably keep fishing this tank. I think I'm going to have this tank is more of a show tank, put bigger bits in, bring them on, and then frag off of there, and put all my frags that I make, and create and breed all these new little colonies across here, and probably sell them off, and which will put some money back into the old hobby, so I can get more things and build more things. So it's I've done it before. I used to breed and sell coral a while ago, but quite some time ago, and I had a good little bunch of regular guys that used to come round and buy them off me for their aquariums, because these days you see so many shops these days, they don't dip anything. It's full of flatworms, it's full of all kinds of aptasia, you name it. A lot of people don't bother, they just get the colonies straight in, they just put them in the shelves, and they don't even bother dipping anything. And it's I've been through that and learnt that the hard way, so at least with this setup it's going to be absolutely mint, as the people that used to buy coral off me before, no problems whatsoever. And so that's good. So that's all done. That's it. I think that's as far as we can go for the time being. I've got to order the pipe work now and everything else. I've got to get some more glass to build another sump, or I have got some 6 foot lengths of acrylic. I might make an acrylic sump, because it's only going to be probably, where's my little tape measure? It's probably, I've lost it now. It's only going to be across there, is probably only what, 9 inches across there. These are foot tanks, so yeah, probably a 9-inch sump, 9 or 10 inches across. I can fit under there, just for that skimmer to put in before I put that series of baffles and bubble traps in there as well. So that's going to be pretty good. The postman's bin. So I better read what bills I've got, and that's going to annoy me, because half the money I've saved up now I'll have to spend on bills. But that's life. It's got to carry on, and that's how the world goes round, sadly. But there you go. Right then. That was just a quick little update, a little Sunday video. Hope you enjoyed the cardinal tetra breeding video, and you're going to give that one a go. That was on Friday, I think I put that one out. Hope you enjoyed that. If not, pop back and have a look. It might encourage you to breed something, or there's loads of other stuff on there which I've bred all last year, and you can have a go at breeding some of those as well if you're feeling, if you feel like you fancy stepping out of the hobby of keeping and getting into the hobby of breeding. It's always a good turn. When you start breeding and seeing those little eggs and those little fry buzzing about, it's great fun, and it'll really encourage you to carry on with the hobby. Anyway guys, as always, your stars, love you loads. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you on Wednesday for the next episode of Mark's Aquatics. Bye for now.
Just me and my guitar.